Hi everyone, welcome to FlipGrid. So if you're at this point, that means you did your reading, you took your notes, you did your check for understanding quiz on Google Form, and now we're ready to talk about it a little bit. So I wanted to have us focus on that concept about the role that the humans have played, or we humans have played, in the history of Earth. If you were in class with me already, you did see these analogies. If you haven't been in class, make sure you pause the video if you need to take a closer look at these different examples I'm going to put up on the screen. But I wanted to show you these two analogies that do a good job of putting the role of humans into the context of the history of Earth. The first analogy is actually one that the reading directly talked about, 24-hour clock. That's taking the entire history of Earth and breaking it down into like a 24-hour day to see what time things would have happened in relation to how long it took for it to develop throughout history. So in this analogy, we see it took 9 hours for the first bacteria to even form on Earth. Fast forward all the way just past, let's see, the 21st hour is when we start to see fish appearing. Going back, it was right before 19 hours we saw the first plants. Think about that. It took 19 hours almost for plants to develop on Earth. Keep going. The first dinosaurs, we feel like that was so long ago when dinosaurs walked the Earth. But according to this analogy, the dinosaurs walked the Earth just before the 23rd hour of a 24-hour day. And then when it gets to the humans, we've barely made it onto that clock. Humans make it on with maybe seconds to spare. Maybe it looks like maybe a minute or less to spare before the end of the day. We finally see humans appear. So this was the analogy that the reading was explaining to you about the really tiny role of humans. I have another one to show you that is called the calendar analogy. Let me go ahead and move myself over to this side. And we can see this one's actually a little bit of a bigger picture one because it's not just about the Earth, it's about the entire universe. So if you break down the entire universe through the 12 months of a year, you would see January 1st being the Big Bang, and then going all the way down to September 15th, or all the way later to September 15th, we see the formation of Earth. That's insane to think that it took basically 9.5 months for Earth to be created out of an entire year, right? Keep going. Let's just kind of do some comparison. I mentioned dinosaurs on the 24-hour clock. So looking at the calendar, we don't see dinosaurs until right around Christmas time, late December, between the 24th and the 28th. Pretty wild. First agriculture happens on the last day, within the last minute. There's like 30 seconds or less left in the day, and we finally see agriculture. Jesus makes his way into Earth with 4 seconds left in the day. Crazy. So when you look at these analogies, you can think that, well, it really seems like the role of humans is pretty insignificant in comparison to the history of the entire Earth. And in a way, that's true. But when we're in our class, we're focusing on that super, super tiny piece of history. We're focusing on the impact that humans have had. And even though humans have been here for such a tiny amount of time compared to the rest of everything that's happened in the universe and on Earth, we can see that that impact of humans has been very, very profound. So my prompt for you guys today is to consider that. How have humans been able to be so impactful? Going back to that reading, the author was kind of calling humans out. I think if I quote him directly, he said humans are pathetic. And he's not that wrong. I mean, we're not very fast, we're not very strong. So we need some help in order to get to this point in which we are now being the most dominant species on the planet. So again, my question for you is how have humans, even though we're so tiny in the history of Earth, gotten to be so impactful? How did humans come to dominate the planet? The reading alludes to that a little bit, but I want you to consider that a little bit and share your thoughts with me in a video chat. I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and let me know if you have any questions. Bye.